Hello everybody. I got my log splitter drug out the other day, sitting here in my yard. I'm going to show it to you. Like I mentioned in a video here recently, the engine on this thing does run. I always had carburetor issues. It was an engine I'd gotten from my brother because the original engine was shot on it. And I got this engine from my brother, and this log splitter's been sitting. I haven't used it for probably 7 years, 7 years anyhow, 8 years maybe, somewhere around there. It's been a long time since I've used it, but I'll show it to you. I could get a new carburetor for this log splitter, but I got a brand new Predator engine, one of those 6.5 horsepower from Harbor Freight. I'm going to put that on there. I seem to have good luck with those engines. I've used them on many things. So I'm going to show you this log splitter. It is a Craftsman Log Splitter I bought years ago. It's a 25.5 ton splitter. But I'm planning on cutting a lot of wood this winter, or well, this fall. Like right now, it's of course November, so winter's here. But anyhow, I plan on cutting some wood and selling it. I used to burn wood. I'd still burn wood, but my insurance company told me they didn't want me to burn wood, and so I had to take my wood stove out. But if I ever get my place paid off, which hopefully I do in May, then I'll just drop my insurance and do what I want. I don't like people telling me what I can and can't do. Sometimes some insurance companies limit you to that. So if I just drop my house insurance once my house is paid off, well, then I can just go back, burn the wood, and do what I want. But I'll show you this log splitter. Right here is the log splitter. As you can see, it's a Craftsman log splitter. Like I said, I've had this for, I don't know, it's been a long time. I bet I've had this log splitter 22 years, I suppose. But anyhow, there's the engine that's on it. Like I said, this engine will run. The carburetor leaks gas and stuff. Gaskets are dried out in it and that. I could rebuild it, but I think I'm just gonna pull it and put this Predator engine on it. So I'm gonna get my tools, see if I can't get this unbolted and stuff. They used to have an aluminum housing right here. They covered this up, and when I took the original engine off, it wouldn't bolt up to this engine, or well, I should say the housing, it wasn't right, something to do with the housing, so I had to modify it. I think the shaft on the engine was longer than the engine that was on, or the shaft that was on the original engine, so I had to make these spacers to make it longer. It was either longer or shorter, I don't know, but anyways, that's why these are in here. But anyhow, I think all I gotta do is undo these bolts here off the engine block and bolt it right up the other one, and of course take this Lovejoy coupler off the shaft of this engine and put it on the new one. But it shouldn't be too much trouble, hopefully. Well, I'll get this torn apart and put it back together, and I'll show you what I done. Hello everybody. The first part of this clip was filmed yesterday, Monday. I started doing this engine swap on this log splitter, and I got the old one off, put the new one on, and I ran into a small issue. Let me show you what the small issue was. The small issue was the fact that the shaft size on the engines were different, which I figured they might be, but I didn't check it before I got started. So I had to run to the local farm store. This is what they call a Lovejoy coupler. There's two of these, and then there's a rubber they call a spider. It goes in there for cushion, and that's where the torque's at, running the pump. Like right there's one half on the pump. Here's the other half that goes here on the engine. But this one is a 7/8. That's the size, the shaft size of the previous engine. And so now I got a new one because this is 3/4 inch. So I had to stop what I was doing, run to town and get this, and I had some other errands to do, so I'm finishing up this video today. So what I'm going to do is get this put on there. Well, actually I got to bolt this up to the engine. then slip this in there and slip it on the shaft and connect the two couplers, the two coupler halves. And I still got to get this engine bolted down. It's just sitting on here. So I got to drop bolts in there and get it bolted in place. And then I'll show you another issue that I had to take care of. If you look at this engine here, you see where that pull rope is at? It's over here on this side. Well, that engine was sitting here, and as if you notice, this is upside down, or else kind of upside down or sideways. That's because when this originally was on here, the rope was over here on this side, and I couldn't pull starting at that direction. And this particular engine has bolts you can unbolt and just rotate that around. So I brought the rope over here off to the side where it needed to be. So if you ever buy an engine and you don't know if the application it's going to work for your application, you might want to check that out. Because if you notice on this one I got from my brother, this engine, it come off a wood chipper he had at one time. And if you notice, it's pop riveted. That cover's pop riveted on there. There's pop rivets. So I would have had to drill them rivets out, rotate that if it hadn't been in the right spot. But this case for this engine, it was in the correct spot. So it's over here on this side where I'm able to pull. So I didn't have to do that, but I would have had to drill this out, rotate it, and then put new pop rivets in there. But this one is bolted on, and I was able to undo them 3 bolts. There's 3 bolts that hold that on. So I just undone them, rotate it to where the position it needed to be, and put it back together. So I'm gonna get this bolted down, get that pump mated up to that engine with that Lovejoy coupler. I get that done, and get the oil put in, get some gas in, get it fired up. See you in a bit. All right, everybody. I got the engine on here. Got the Lovejoy coupler hooked up. This thing's all ready to go. There it is. So what I'm gonna do, I already put gas in it. I got the oil in it. I'm gonna get this thing fired up. Make sure the cylinder's gonna move and everything. Like I said, it's been sitting for 7-8 years since I had it running last. Of course, with the old engine, which that engine will run. I plan on taking that cover off, get a carburetor, get the number off the carburetor, and probably order a new carburetor. I got some other projects that need engines on them, so I'll just probably install that on another project. But I got this new engine on here, and it'll be ready to go. So I'm going to get this fired up, make sure everything works. Well, that's it for this project. I do have to try and get these tires aired up. They're tubeless tires, they're off the bead. I may have to go and get some tubes and put in these tires because they've been sitting so long. I don't know if I do get the beads to seat, if it'll even hold air. The tires might have weather checks in them or something, cracks. But I'm gonna get them aired up and probably put this log splitter to use, get some wood cut. I do have some cut that needs split, but I'm gonna go cut some more. I might show you some of that process later on. But thanks for joining me on this video. And I haven't mentioned this in a while, but if you haven't subscribed, go on ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. I think less than 50% of my viewers are subscribed to me. It used to be like 70-something%. Now it's like less than 50%. So anyhow, if you're like what you see, go back, check out some other videos, and be sure and subscribe. See y'all later. Don't forget I love you. Bye.